Good morning. This message is for the sign of Aries. Aries or Aries cross watcher. I'm going to go ahead and just dive right into it. I actually have a lot today. I was bombarded with messages last night. Not to mention my dreams have been insane. In fact, I had a few things happen in dreams that have never happened to me. Things that I didn't even necessarily believe in. I didn't even know were a thing. I've never given my energy to it, and it showed up in my dream and I was able to do it. So it's a lot. It's like I'm overloaded with information. So we're going to go right into it. You're losing interest. Aries or Aries cross watcher, whoever, whatever. I'm going to say it's a person so I don't get confused. At least in a particular individual, you're losing interest in them. Okay? Now this doesn't mean, like, let's say you had a couple of interests. It doesn't mean you're losing interest in all of them or both of them if there's just two. But there's one particular individual, and you know who this is, vice versa, it could be reversed, that you know it ain't going to go anywhere. It's just not going to go anywhere. You're just waiting. You've just been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, or left on hold, or the lack of interest another person has shown you is almost like you're not going to just wait around anymore just to like see what maybe you're not going to do it. You're completely checking out. You're letting it go. You're done. Now, I said we were done several messages ago, but this is actually you're done. Like, I feel like it's a reluctant type you're losing interest. Like, this isn't a person that you necessarily wanted to give up on, for lack of a better term. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that we've had to do that we didn't want to do, right? Now, let me reiterate. I'm going to use myself as an example. I mean, what better thing than to use myself? This is not about a person who you have interest in that has already said they're on a very spiritual path. They're, for some reason in their life, needing to be single at this time. This is not someone who's been upfront about that, whether directly to you or they've put it on their social media and they have let it be known to the world. Hey, I am not in a good place to be in any relationship. I'm trying to focus on me right now and get myself together. I'm not closed off to you. I am interested, but this is not something I can do right now. Maybe someone cannot pursue a relationship due to their children or a child. Maybe they're like, look, it wouldn't be good for my children or my child right now. They need to see me established and well before I start anything like that. So for these reasons, I am not moving forward. This is not that person. This is for those of you who someone has kind of, in a way, either led you to believe that you and them, like maybe they were ready, or the two of you could, I don't know, or they've been really flirty, like they've never stated, whether publicly, outwardly, anything, or directly, that they did not want a relationship right now, that they were looking to be single or celibate, or that they were, no. This is someone that it's almost, I don't know if they're doing this, and I don't want to assume. I hate wearing short sleeves. Sometimes I feel like they get stuck up in my pits. I don't want to assume this is someone who's like fucking with you or playing with your mind. But what I was getting last night, the vibe was, we're wasting our time, basically. It's someone who maybe is like, I believe they're interested, or maybe they outright love you, but it doesn't matter. They're not ready. Clearly, their actions have shown you that they're not in all the way, if they're even in at all. You've definitely wondered if this person has just used you. They only reach out when they want a little bit of attention from you, or just to make sure you haven't changed your number or something. Like, you could read between the lines. You can tell. It's somebody who's made an effort, not someone who hasn't made an effort at all. Like, they were the ones making the first move at times. They were the ones, like, approaching you and being very, like, let's go ahead and do this. Like, giving you the, not you assumed it, because you get people like that who will just completely assume. No, this is someone who has let it be known, I'm open for lovemaking. I'm open, some of them, I'm open for a relationship, or I'm open to go out to dinner and this and that, or see you and spend quality time, or flirt a little, like, or a lot. I don't know. Again, I feel like I need to reiterate, this is not an individual who is celibate. And if somebody's celibate, clearly they're not going to be in a relationship because they're not ready for that. They want to be celibate. If you're in a relationship, I'm sure they're going to expect you to fuck. Or if someone has children or a child and they're not ready, so this person has decided to be, I am not talking about that person. I'm talking about an individual who, again, has, and why do I feel like I need to talk like this? Maybe I feel like I'm coming off like a bitch, but here's the thing. That's part of our message. Nothing is a coincidence. I feel like you're going to get to the place with an individual where you may not even have to tell them, because sometimes when someone who takes on Aries energy, and I say it like that because our souls really don't have a zodiac sign. I mean, people can get into that, but if you really go back to the awareness itself, the awareness is, which is what we are, it has no identity. It's very simple. But when we are born into this physical human body, we are born into a sun sign, and then we all have birth times if you know your sign, if you're lucky enough. I mean, I guess, you know, or if you're adopted like me, some of us will never know our birth chart. Never. We'll never know. There's no way of ever finding out. You know, it's not on our birth certificate. I'm not going to get into all that, but do you see where I'm getting with this? Why it's getting to the point where it's like, look, I don't have time for this shit. You're either wanting to move forward with me. I didn't say I want to go get married yet tomorrow or yesterday. I didn't say I wanted to go jump into a relationship, but like, at this point, I feel like somebody's, if they're not fucking with you, they're definitely in between. Like, they kind of want whatever's going on in their life, but then, you know, when they don't want it, they like to come in and get a little of attention from you. That's what I'm talking about. Someone who not necessarily is using you or necessarily is a bad person. Like, maybe their actual intentions are bad. You don't want to just assume, because some people are just, they're just completely unaware of that, what they're doing and kind of how they're acting. It's just not really fair. And if the shoe was on the other foot, it would make them not feel very great. You know? I think you're going to just stop holding space, at least romantically, for a person who clearly doesn't hold any for you. Not really. I mean, if they just want to be a friend, they should just say that, right? This is someone who should just outright say it. But you can't, again, make someone open up to you. You can't be like, hey, what are you really wanting, you know? What are you doing here? I mean, unless you can, I mean, you might actually do that. Maybe that's the advice here, is like, don't reach out. Don't make the effort. Wait till this person does it, if they even do. And if they do, I feel like they would. This is someone who they've been making most of the moves, not you. It's not a person who hasn't been making most of the moves. This is someone who has made moves. Most of them. I would wait and see. I would not, let's say this, I wouldn't wait. I would focus on your life. If you meet someone in between, talk to this person if you're ready. If you're ready and you want that. If not, do you. Focus on your life, your career, your spirituality, whatever you want aside from this individual. Put all your focus into you and something else other than this person, okay? If and when they make another move, even if it's a small little, you know, you may want to just be your normal Aries self and be like, hey, look, I have a question. What is this? Like, what's going on here? Or if they've outright led you to believe there's something there sometimes, and then other times it's like, hello, crickets, crickets, crickets. If that's the case, I would outright be like, whatever this is that you're doing, try it with someone else. Have you heard that song? It's like, try Jesus, don't try me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, but don't try me. Yeah, try Jesus. Jesus has a lot more patience, you know. I'm being calm and patient. I'm not coming from a bad place, but, you know, I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I don't want to be used, you know. You want a friend, then you need to be a little more upfront with me and say, hey, I want a friend. Like, what, you know what I mean? And for others of you, I think the best thing to do wouldn't be to even confront them at all. Even if they do reach out, I think it would be, don't say shit again. Really, truly. I mean, until they make an actual, like, if this is someone who's serious about you, you know what I'm saying? You're going, no. You're not going to be questioning. You wouldn't even have to ask them. Why do we have to be the ones to do that all the time? I don't think so. If this is someone who wants more from you, they will let you know. They're not going to keep you wondering and guessing. The fact that we're even doing this video is the problem. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean these are bad people. I don't know, maybe they had bad intentions. But I don't feel like all of them did, or even most of them. Some, yeah. Some, absolutely, they were using you. But others, you know, they, maybe you just, you know, what do you call that, stroked their ego a little bit. Every time they'd reach out and talk to you or something, you know, and you'd boost them up and let them know that you would message them right back, or you were happy to hear from them, made them feel good. But they ain't about to do shit with it, you know, and that's fine, you know, but they need to be a little bit more upfront. But what are you going to do? Ask them, hey, can you be a little bit more upfront with me? We're friends, right? Like, why do you want to do that? Clearly by their actions, you can tell this is someone who doesn't want more with you. And it is what it is. May not be like your heart may have actually been in it or been falling for someone, or even damn right fell in love with someone. But I think it's time to cut this person loose. I think if they reach out again, at least, I think the best advice would be, I wouldn't say anything else to them unless they gave you clarity in their words. Then you'll know. And if they don't hear from you, and you know, it's not playing a game, it's just basically like, I'm not gonna do this little like small talk type shit. I feel like it's small talk, you know. For those of you it wasn't small talk and they actually like had you go out to eat with them, or y'all were intimate, that person was probably using you. I hate to say it. I'm not saying they were, because I don't want to put that out there. What if they weren't? You don't want to like have that energy for someone who really they're just kind of not getting it, you know. Not everybody rules the head, but the Aries does. We govern the head. We think about shit that some people just don't. They operate from other things, you know. I don't know what this person meant, because there's different categories of us, but let's talk about the ones that it's like they weren't really using you, but it's just something ain't right, something's off, you know. I wouldn't respond if and when you hear from them again, they ever reach out. I wouldn't say shit, not nothing. Let them wonder. They may have to call you now to see if you've actually blocked them or changed your number. Like, I would make them wonder. Like they're making you wonder. It's not, again, playing a game. It's just like, look, I'm not going to outright ask you because it's just inappropriate, and I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. I'm getting my answer by your actions. So I'm going to focus on me, and you reach out and it's something small talk. I'm not, you know, it depends on what I'm doing, but more than likely I'm going to make sure that I'm busy. Or I'm going to answer you in the exact same tone you answered me. Like, you're going to let them know. It's going to be very short, very cut and dry, or else I wouldn't say anything. If somebody wants you, they're going to let it be known. If they want you as a friend, they'll be like, hey, my friend. Like, they will say something a little more, or they'll outright be honest and just tell you how they feel. If this is someone who can't do that and you're just sitting back wondering, they know you're wondering. They know you are. They know there's more they could say. Why they're not, I don't know if we'll ever get that answer, you know? But they know there's more they could do and more that they could say, and they're not doing it. So it's like, you know, there's no need to get mad at them. There's no need to try to get even. There's no need to be hateful either, or even assume that they have specific intentions, or even assume they're using you. You really don't want to do that. You want to still send this person love energetically, because you don't want that shit to come back on us. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to send out any hate. There's enough shit in the world. I'm talking every day is a fucking battle to get up. I don't know about you, but it's hard. It's hard out here for a fucking pimp. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I small talk my neighbors. You know? I small talk people on the phone when I'm trying to order a new bank card or something. I small talk my insurance company when I'm trying to call them for a new insurance card. You know, I'm not sitting there, you know, going into how was the, you know, and it's just like, it's just small talk. So at this point, it's like, inwardly you're thinking these things. I don't think there's any need in asking this person, but it's kind of like, what is your point? Like, what are we doing here? We just, I don't know if they text you or if they reach out through social media. Like, I don't have social media other than YouTube, unless it's fake accounts, people trying to pretend to be me or whatever, haters. But people who do have shit like Facebook and shit, this would be like somebody reaching out every now and then or liking your stuff and this and that. It's like, you can tell they're flirting though. Like, you can tell this isn't somebody who comes at you like from a friendly angle. They got a little bit of, there's a tone to it, you know? And it's like, I know I'm not reading into shit. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not one of those people that's like so fucking desperate for someone to love me that I'm just like, oh my God, I think that, no. They're alluding to some shit, but they're doing it just enough, but not too much to where you're like, you're feeling a little nuts over it. That person, if you're dealing with that or you've been dealing with that, I wouldn't say shit else to them. I wouldn't say nothing else until they're honest and completely clear with you. And if not, again, I would bid them adieu. I would bid them farewell with love and kindness and blessings, and you don't have to say it and do it. You don't have to announce your departure. We don't usually do it anyway. We usually just depart, you know. We don't give a warning. Usually we get a sign or we get an answer and we're like, all right, well, I know what I need to do now, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm very clear about this message. Can you tell? I'm not, this is 100% clear. I was laying in my bed. In fact, I got over flooded. Is that a word? Basically, I was like bombarded with these messages last night. You can tell. I don't need any, it's very clear. Some of you, it's a person who I truly believe that they wanted to keep in touch with you. It's more so of a keep in touch with you type thing because there's probably a distance involved. Either there is a physical distance involved, like a great distance from each other, hours, if not more. States, countries, feels far. Or somebody's messing with someone else or has a full-blown ass relationship. So that's the two I really feel, but it doesn't have to be, you know. If that's the case, this person, I feel, whether they were doing it, you know, maliciously or not, I feel that they wanted to, like, make sure that they didn't lose contact with you. Like, they had some way. This is why they, like, check in. It's like a check-in every now and then, you know. What are you, registered? Are they registered? Like, it's like, I want to check in with you. Why are we doing that? Because what I believe is, in their mind, they're trying to be like, well, you know, we live so far apart, it probably wouldn't work anyway, because I'm not about to, like, uproot my whole entire life to go there. And it just, they're thinking of all their reasons. Like, it has nothing to do with do they love you or not. Some of them may actually love you. That's why I said don't judge or be, like, overly, like, jumping to think, well, they don't care, they're using me. Not all of them. Some of them may, you know, but they're thinking, this is not a person I think would be, you know, they may love you, but they're not willing to do anything for love. They're not meatloaf. I would do anything for love. But they ain't gonna do that. That as in make a move to be with you, or they wouldn't even try to see if you'd make one to be with them. Like, you know, like, this is not someone, I think their feet are pretty planted where they're at. And it's almost like, what the hell was the point in us even meeting? Like, what was the point in even having this connection? Like, if and when I hear something about coming into town, them coming into town, or you going into town or something, but it's like, don't even reach out to me then, or don't even look my direction if we happen to pass each other's paths, because, and not in a mean way, but just like, because I actually genuinely love you, or I'm genuinely in love with you. I is in the Aries here, or a cross watcher. Somebody here actually fell in love with someone, or is falling in love with them, and it's like, look, we don't have to hate each other, but also it's clear that, like, you know what I'm saying? I think that it's best if we maybe just don't talk ever again. I feel like that's the path Aries is going to take, or crosswatcher, where it's like, no, I'm not mad. I mean, maybe I appear mad, and maybe you do. Maybe you're going to say something, or you're going to come off a certain way. I mean, we can't help it. That's just who we are. You know, it's our nature. At least it's the nature of the human we're inside of, to kind of sometimes come off like a little bit just like, what the fuck? You know, this is getting on my nerves. So maybe someone's going to assume here about you, and that's not on you. We just want to make sure we're not assuming. But they may assume that you're mad at them or angry, or you're just kind of like, well, we can't even be friends. It's like, no, we can. But I don't talk to all my friends. How many friends y'all got y'all don't actually talk to? You know what I mean? We can be acquaintances. Like, I don't hate you. I'm not petty like that. I'm a grown-ass person now. I've been on this earth long enough to not treat people like shit, to know and understand the laws of karma. And I'm not trying to receive that shit. Plus, you're a good person. It's not that somebody's necessarily a bad person unless they're trying to use you. But that, again, doesn't mean they're a bad person. They may just need a little work, but don't we all? You know what I mean? We just, once we see something, we just cut it off. That's it. It's that simple. No need to, like, you know, point at somebody and say what they're doing wrong, because we have many things we're doing wrong still, and we haven't figured it all out. But again, you know, I think that you're just, like, it's taken a lot of your mental space is what I believe, because I could not stop. Like, you may even thought, like, damn, I feel like I'm obsessing about someone, like, and this is just not normally me. Why, you know, get this person out of my head. You may have even prayed about it. If you pray, you may have prayed about it, pray to God, pray to whoever you believe in, ask to, please take this shit out of my head. Take this person out of my head, because at this point, it's fucking with me, it's keeping me from being able to focus on it. Please make me not dream about them. If you've dreamt of this person, you may have asked the universe, God, spirit, whoever, please do not let me think of this person. Take them out of my mind. I don't know. Well, I think that wish will be granted. I think it'll be granted, but the problem is, it's almost as if, like, right when you start pulling away energetically, they're gonna feel this shit. You know? It's kind of like the idea of somebody is unsure deep down about you, whether they know they love you or not, but something just ain't right. You know, that they're like, well, there's so many things that make me think maybe it isn't meant to be, because, well, I live all the way here, or, you know, I'm in a relationship or something. And it's like, yeah, then stop reaching out to me then. Like, you've been trying to mind your own damn business, and this person been reaching out to you, and you're like, okay, look. But then they back up and they're acting like, well, they're thinking of all the things why maybe it isn't meant to be. All these signs point to, well, it'd just be too complicated. It wouldn't come together easily. So maybe it's just we met, but it's not meant to be. Maybe these are just red flags. But then I can't stay away from Aries, and it's like, no, you ain't finna do me like that. I feel like this is a lovable person. People probably really like this person. Again, I don't think they're a bad person for the majority. I don't. But that's fine. Go have another friend somewhere else who maybe is a little more closer to you, who you can reach out to when you got issues where you're at to make you feel better, because I'm not doing that, okay? Because I happen to have fallen in love with you, or I'm happening to, like, fall in love with you, and no. Now, if you ever need me, and I mean, like, you ever need a friend when everybody else that you got going on over there, if they fail you and they're not really there, and you're ever in a dark place and you're on the streets, and or you want to harm yourself or something, or you know what I'm saying, or your life is crumbling and something ever really bad happened and I pop in your head and you somehow want to reach out, please do not think I'm going to bite your head off if you do. I'm not a fucking evil, cruel person. Nor am I cutting this connection off with you to be hateful or because I don't care. No, I very much love you romantically. But I've got to do what's right for me, just as you're doing what's right for you over there. Because otherwise, I'm just sitting here thinking of you every day, and this shit ain't about to go nowhere. It's taking my mental peace. It's taking my peace, you know? And maybe you're not even coming from a place where you necessarily even wanted some shit from somebody. You may not have wanted nothing from them. Maybe you don't want a relationship right now either. Maybe you're not trying to up and fucking move and change your life or your status or whatever. Maybe you're single and they're in a relationship and you're like, look, I ain't trying to... Clearly, I've been staying on my side of the fence. Have you seen and noticed that, you know? But it's like it's like something so endearing, they can't help but love you. And it's like, well, you're going to have to help it. Because I can feel that shit and it's making me love you too. But if this is not gonna go nowhere, then stop being attracted to me so that I can stop being attracted to you. Trust me, there are plenty of other people way more attractive. Trust me. Like, just cut your energy off from me. If you have to not like me so that your energy, your love energy, because your heart's fucking huge, stops pointing my direction so I don't feel it, please do. Plenty of people don't like me. So if you have to force yourself not to like me, I can tell you plenty of things. I'll write a list of things that you probably won't like. So that your love will stop being pointed my way, because I happen to fucking, man, I see your heart and it's beautiful and I'm fucking in love with you. And I can shut it off. If I need to shut it off, I can let you go. Love lets go. I've understood that. I've been on this planet long enough to understand what real love is. And love is not restrictive and binding. Again, I say it a million times. If I gotta let you go, I'll let you go. I can love you from all the way over here, and we don't ever have to speak or talk or cross paths ever again. And when I come into town, or when you come into town or something, I feel like it's distance, or somebody's in a relationship here or something like that. It's like I can avoid you. Like, you know, I may think of you pop in my head, but as time goes on, I'll eventually... the memory of you, the thought of you will disappear. You'll be there and you'll always be in my heart. You'll be in my heart. no matter what they say. You know, but I can let you go. I've lost a lot of people in my life, right? Are you thinking this? This is an Aries. This is an Aries right now. I'm picking up on it very strongly. I haven't even written shit down but Aries. That's how you know I'm very clear about this message. I'm very clear that we're cutting it off. Cutting off connections. That's it. You know? And not begrudgingly. I also feel like maybe this is the message that's going to do it. Maybe this is the message, or maybe you should send them this video. If this resonates with you, maybe you should send your person this video or post it somewhere you know they'll see it. Yeah? Well, Aries is talking to you because Aries is saying, look, we're cool. Trust me, if we weren't cool, you'd know about it. We're cool. We're not enemies. Please don't become my enemy either. I got enough of those. I mean, do what you want. But I'd rather not, because I actually love you romantically. I actually am in love with you romantically. This is what the Aries is saying. I'm going to speak for whoever needs to see this. So if you guys do post it somewhere so this person can see it, they'll get it. You know, because I feel like people don't know how to take us sometimes when we get to this, and they're like, oh, they seem so aggressive and so mad. And it's like, but they never see what gets us to this point. Do y'all ever feel like that? They never see what gets us to this point. They're just like, la, 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 la. Whoa, wait, Aries is mad? No. Do I look mad? I mean, I guess to other Aries are like, no, we know what mad looks like. But to the normal naked eye, people are like, yeah, hell yeah, you look mad. You should hear your tone. And it's like, well, my tone is just as if I'm a parent that's getting on to a child. But I ain't mad at the child. They just happen to spill some shit on the floor. I ain't mad at them. That's a fucking normal thing. It's natural. It's a natural thing to spill shit. You know how many times I spill shit? I'm not mad at them. I got to get a little firm. You know, we're just being firm is all it is. We're just being firm, but then somebody's going to take it the wrong way. But maybe that's what the point of this message is. So maybe they'll just go away after this. You know, it's fine. It doesn't mean that you're going to love that. You don't want that either. But at the same time, like, we don't like in between. We can't function that way. There's no peace in between. I would imagine that the average person would not like that. You know, uncertainty. We're friends or we're friends? Do you love me or do you not? I don't like this whole we're kind of alluding to and every now and then we flirt, or, you know, if it's not a flirting thing, y'all have actually went on dates and done stuff, then I don't like that. You know, and then I don't hear from you. Or you just treat me like, what the hell is this? You trying to be a friends with benefits? No. No. I mean, maybe some of you want to be a friends with benefits, but you'd rather somebody just come right out and say that. If they're in a relationship, that's a hell no. That's a no. And that could hurt somebody too. Like, they're not about to try to, like, if somebody is in a relationship here, they're not trying to change their situation. Like, maybe they're not truly in love with who they're with. Maybe it's just strictly conditional. It doesn't mean they weren't ever. But at this point in life, maybe it's like, oh, not really. But it's easier. You know, we live together. We live out in the same place. And, you know, we can see, you know, we have all this money invested in time into things. And we, you just know, but I happen to love you more. And it's like, well, you're in a dilemma, aren't you? You're in a pickle. And maybe now you won't like me. If I've got to be the bad guy because I'm cutting it off, you know, just so you don't love me anymore. Because I don't like a love me, like standing outside my door telling me you love me, energetically speaking. Then come the fuck inside. Doesn't mean we're going to have to rush into anything. I'm not going to pressure you at fucking all. We hate that shit, actually. We hate pressure. Ugh, that'll make us run in the opposite direction. Like, we ain't trying to fucking pressure nobody. You see me trying to go get married and jump into a relationship? I'm not even trying to fuck. I'm celibate. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the same time, you know, if I'm opening my heart to you and I'm falling in love with you, but it's just torture for me. Why the hell would I want that? I'm being tortured plenty by life. If I have areas I can choose to be tortured, I'm going to do without them. This is torture to me. And then they're going to be like, well, it's torture to me too. You have no idea how much I love you, but I can't do anything about it. And it's like, well, then you can't. and we can cut it off here. And you can be mad or think I'm a big old meanie or I'm too aggressive or, you know, maybe it's a good thing I didn't. And it's like, well, then that's fine. If it helps you to not like me anymore, if it helps you to not love me, I'll be the bad guy. Because I want to stop loving you too. I mean, at least I can't stop loving you, but I can slowly forget about you over time. I mean, I'll remember you forever and I'll still love you. But it's not going to like eat at me every day. You know? That's this whole fucking message. Wow. I don't even remember anything I just said. I really don't remember anything I just said other than like, don't reach back or don't respond. I really don't remember. I just feel like I don't even know, holding all that in. Maybe you guys are you've been holding things in and it's just going to come all out. Or it's coming out in this message and like I said, you're going to post it somewhere, you know, this person's going to see it. If you got to be the bad guy or viewed a certain way because you have a tone or because you're appearing or coming off as if, you know, but it's like, no, that's fine. I'm not going to explain myself. You can think what you want about me. You can think I'm this and that. And I just want a little clarity. And I feel like anyone would naturally want that. And if you can't give me that, then I don't like the way I'm feeling. I don't like that I'm thinking about you all day, every day, and I can't focus on things. I don't like that. So, you know, had this person made more of like not necessarily, well, yeah, if they'd made more of an effort or if they had been more clear with you, I want to say that. If they had been more clear and more honest instead of, I'm going to do just enough, but not too much, just enough to keep them interested until I figure out what I'm going to do. And then now they're figuring out, well, it's probably not the best idea. It's just not logical. It's not really practical. There's too many reasons it's probably not going to be a good idea. And it's like, oh, so, but you just kept me around in the meantime while you figured that out. Nice. I'm not mad. But, let me know how that works out for you now that I'm going to not talk to you ever again. Okay? And I'm not angry. I feel like I need to keep saying that. I'm not angry. Not, well, who fucking cares if I am? But I'm not. I totally get it. You think I want to force you? So many people have tried to force me in my life to do things I don't want to fucking do. Started since I was a child. You think I want to force you to choose? Have you heard anything come out of my mouth that's forceful about you and what you decide to do? Hell no. You want to go stay with somebody you're with, stay with them. Do you hear me begging you? You want to stay where you're at, where you live? Stay there. Do what you want to do. But don't use me as a placeholder. And if you're not using me, I'm sorry that maybe that's the impression I got, but I kind of got that. Because I feel like this is a person, again, for you guys, who is making the effort. Or at least very obviously alluding to something with you, and yet wasn't very serious, was just trying to figure things out. So who gets hurt in the end once they figure things out? You. Not them. Nobody should have to get hurt in this scenario. We're adults here. We should be able to be open with one another and say, this is what's going on, this is what's been going on in my mind. But somebody doesn't have good communication with you, but I bet they're communicating with others about it. So why don't they just stick with them? All right, love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I hope that this resonated and made sense, or it could be reversed, you know. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.